Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today's video is new pads. So I went and got the Grants brand pads that seems to have replaced the Bauer pads that I used to recommend from Harbor Freight. Harbor Freight doesn't carry them anymore, and it seems like these ones took their place. Now, there was one comment on one of my videos. I'm sorry, I can't remember which video, but they said they tried these pads, or at least one of the pads, and it kept tearing up on them. So I figured, why not get them and see what they do and see if I get the same results. As you can see, I haven't even opened them yet, so I've never tried them. This will be news to me, just like it's going to be news to you, I guess. But yeah, so we're going to try these out. We got all three pads that they offered at Harbor Freight. This one is your compound pad, which is basically like a medium cut. This is your polished pad, which is more of a light cut and a high finish. And this is supposed to be their ultra high finish pad, which kind of reminds me of the Bauer pads, where the green pad was their medium cut, the yellow pad was like their polish, and the white pad was their ultra finish. So same situation, but we'll see if there's the same results. Still using my 3D products over here for the compound and for the finishing polish, and also still using, my little microfiber piece with the gasket here, or with the retainer nut, I guess is a better word for it. Got a few games over here we're going to try out, see the before and after one, and of course got my towel here for like the buffing part of the disc, I guess, or just like wiping off the final residue. And this is just for getting off the initial residue from using the disc cleaner over there. So I'm gonna open these up, get this situated, and then we can get to work. All right, so we got these open. One thing I did notice, I actually didn't even notice on the package, it does say it on there though. Where is it at? Right here. It's kind of small, so you might miss it. It's a 5-inch hook and loop, which means basically the back side of the pad is a 5-inch diameter, and a 6-inch pad surface, which basically means the front side that you're actually going to be using on your disc flares out as, let me see, here it is. You probably can see it there. It kind of has a flare to it, where it actually is 6 inches in diameter on the face. 6 inches is way too big for the JFJ Easy Pro. Put your own jokes there. So what we're going to do is we're going to use, just like we did with the Bauer pads, we're going to use a JFJ pad to get the size right, and then we're just going to cut these. I'll cut the first one, and then I'll cut the rest of them, so you have to watch me do each one, and then we'll actually start using them. So just letting you guys know that you will have to trim these pads down before you use them with your machine. And let me go get my scissors. All right, so got my JFJ pad, my scissors, and this black magic marker that I use just to trace the outline on. So what you want to do, you just want to take your pad here, and you want to take your JFJ. You kind of just want to line them up as good as you can. Make sure it's even on all sides. And then what you want to do is you want to flip it over, and you want to make sure that the hole that you see for the JFJ is pretty much centered with the hole here. So that way you know it's even all the way around. Just pop your top, and you just trace it all the way around like so. There we go. That's going to give us a good guide for our cut. Doesn't have to be perfect, but you want to get it, as close as you can. So let's go ahead. We'll start cutting this. Like I said, it doesn't have to be perfect. You want to obviously get it as as round as you can, but if you have a couple spots that look a little rough or jagged, that's not too bad. I swear these gloves always rip. They're the cheapest gloves I've ever got. If you ever feel like you got a bad cut, you can always back up a little bit like I just did and go back and clean it up. Okay, so we got those. If you have like some flaring down here, don't worry about it, because this part doesn't touch your disc. You can see we got a pretty good surface area here done. This part looks a little wonky, but that's fine. I'm pretty sure the fit will be pretty good. Let's move these out the way. I'm going to bring in my JFJ real quick, and let's see if we can't line that up. You can see that's a pretty good fit. So should be pretty good right there. No issues. We'll take that out. Now let me go ahead. I'm going to do the other two, and I'll be right back. All right, so got my 3 cut. So if you use all three, obviously it's going to add another step to what you would normally do with your JFJ Easy Pro, because normally we have a buffing pad, that white pad that I just use as my guide, and a yellow pad, which is your polish pad. So I'm going to show you what it looks like after each stage. You can determine where you would stop at, but I'm going to show from the compound or buffing stage to a polish and a light cut and to the ultra fine finish here. And like I said, you can stop wherever you want. I just want to show what it would look like, I guess, if you followed all three steps all the way up to the finishing phase. So it's our first disc here. You can see this one's actually pretty bad. If you're wondering what game it is, it's Dynasty Warriors 5 Empires. So I don't know which view you guys get a better view of. Hopefully it's this one. So let's go ahead. We'll put that up here. And you know what I just realized? I forgot. I've got my little water spray bottle. I'm going to need that. So we got that mounted. Give me a second. Let me go get my water and I'll be right back. Okay, got my water bottle. Got this situated a little easier for me. And we're going to start off with our blue pad, which just says compound on the back. So we'll try to get that as even as we can. There we go. And a couple sprays here of the water. Grab our cutting compound. It's the 501. Get us a little bab right there. Put this down like so. And we'll do 1 minute. If you're wondering, I moved the blue thing because I didn't want it to rock too bad. Sometimes if these things don't have like a good foundation, they'll rock. Especially when you're using pads like these that you have to trim down. You want to make sure that there's not too much rocking. Matter of fact, one thing I did forget to talk about, hopefully this isn't too loud, is the thickness difference. Like these ones are about a ½ inch thicker than the JFJ ones. So you might have a little bit different feel. Matter of fact, that might be the GameCube one. I think that's the GameCube one. This one is one that's been kind of trimmed down some, so let's see. So I would say they're almost the same thickness as an original JFJ pad, which is probably why it's going so smooth right now. Sometimes with the Bauer pads, when they're really thick, I believe this is one right here. No, that's a 3D pad. Sorry, I don't have a Bauer pad. But sometimes you have to work it down a little bit, but it doesn't seem to be the case with these. Okay, so let's see what we're looking like after that stage. Take that off. Okay, so not sure if you guys should be able to see that, but actually really good after just that stage. There's definitely some swirl, like some little swirls in it, which is expected because the blue pad is not really a finishing pad. You know, it's mostly to cut. It's to kind of get away most of what you saw on there, which was most of the damage. That's, you know, that's its job. So let's see, we'll take that off. This is actually like a medium finish, I believe is what they call it. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, medium cut, medium finish. So you can also see it on the back. The microfiber is actually the top cut, but I would never use that. At that point, if I got to go that high, I'm just going to sand the disc. But so we got that. Now what we're going to do is we're going to come in with our yellow pad, which just says polishing on the back. So that's our next step up. Put that on there. We'll hit our disc with a little bit more water. And the water is really just to kind of keep things kind of cool, basically. A little bit on there, not too much. Put that down, and we're going to go for a minute. So you can see that one's actually running really good too. It's not wobbling, it's not cutting or anything. So far so good. We've gotten some really good pad coverage as well. You can see here, like if you look, that circle is perfect. There's no spots out here where it looks like it's not touching the pad, which is also something you have to worry about. You want to make sure that you're getting an even coverage over the face of the pad touching the disc, or else you're going to have areas on your disc that's not going to be getting, not going to be getting touched by the pad, or you'll have areas on your disc where it's getting uneven touching, where one part is touching too much. So you don't want that. So just be mindful of that. You do want to check the face of the pad just to make sure that everything is going the way it should. Okay, that's that. Oh shoot, I don't know why I was ready to take that out. For some reason I went for that instead of the disc. We'll take those off. take our game off. You're wondering, it's still Dynasty Warriors 5. So this one I'm actually going to do a little bit of this on, just so you can see what it would look like if you stopped at the polish stage. Which again, when you have your normal JFJ stuff or most pads, usually it's a 2-stage. It's a buff and then a polish. So this would kind of be where you would stop normally. All right. So there's definitely still like a little bit of stuff there. Let me look for myself for a second. There's some stuff there, but I mean, obviously the before and after, it's actually really good. There is some stuff in there, but nothing crazy. I mean, obviously I would say that's still within about 90% of what the disc looked like new. So that's good. Again, you're resurfacing or you're refurbishing. You're not making it brand new. I always try to tell people, make sure that you kind of temper your expectations so that you don't go chasing like that last 5% for no reason. Because sometimes it's not worth it to keep taking stuff off the disc just to chase 5%. So now we're going to go with our ultra finish pad. Put a little bit more of that on there. Hit that with some water. Bring it down. And we'll let that go for a minute. So normally I would cut these parts because who wants to sit here and watch a JFJ run for a minute? But I just wanted at least the first initial run through for each pad so you guys could hear it. Because if the pad isn't sitting right, or if it was just a pad that's too thick, or a pad that's just not working with the machine, it might shake, it might start cutting, it might start damaging the pad, it might show uneven wear, things like that. I wanted to just let you guys hear it and see that it's actually working really well with the machine so far. And from what I've seen from this phase to this phase, the discs actually come out looking pretty good. Curious to see what it's going to look like after this finishing pad. And sometimes, like, that disc was pretty scratched up at the beginning. That might have been a disc that honestly maybe would have benefited from a sanding to a cut. I mean, it's from a sanding to a buff to a polish to a finish to like really get that showroom quality that some of you guys will be looking for. So just keep that in mind. That just because it doesn't come out perfect, sometimes just means you didn't go back a little far. You didn't go back far enough. But we'll see what this one looks like. I'm not sure if you guys can see, but got that nice circle in the middle there that we're looking for. And you can see the fading out here, which means that's just the polish, the actual material being out there. So that lets you know we're getting good coverage. Actually looks pretty good. Got a little bit of stuff over here, and that's what I'm talking about, that a sand might have took that out. That damage might have been a little bit further down in the disc that a buff just wasn't going to get. Let's take that, wipe that down, get our rag, kind of slide those out the way. Okay, I'll try to make sure I wipe these good, because sometimes you can wipe and it'll look like something's there, but it's really just like you need to just wipe that smudge away. So like over here in the corner by my thumb. So it's always that delicate like dance of like, oh, there's something there, and it's like, no, that's actually just a spot you need to wipe away. So there you guys go. You can see that the before and after on this one is actually really good. So I would say that disc is definitely way better than what it started as. Again, if we would have started with a sand, I think the disc would have came out really good. But considering this was just a loose disc that I had that was just all over the place, I would say that's easily within 90% of what it was new. So far, so good. We'll set that off to the side. Now our next game will be this Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You can see this one. It's actually another disc that's pretty bad. Has some good cutting in there. Especially that right there. That's a pretty crazy cut. Or a pretty crazy scratch. But we'll set that over there. See, this will be another one that maybe I would go far enough to actually sand it. But let's see here. We'll move this off to the side. I'm trying to give myself some room. Only bad part about this, you don't get a lot of room. So let's take that off. If you get any product on there, you can just do a quick little wipe. That's good. There we go. Don't need a whole lot. Right. That on there. Good. A little bit of water. There we go. And we'll do a minute. All right. Here's the minute. Take that off. So you can see there's still like, I'm not sure if you guys can make it out, but there's a little bit like there and there. That scratch there, that scratch there, that scratch there. See, that's letting you know that if you would have went back one stage, you would get a little bit better results out of it. So that's actually really good. I'm going to leave it there. The next one, if it's in similar condition, then I will just go ahead and sand it first and then come through. But so far, that actually is like really good from what we were looking at first. So we're going to put that back. Put our little makeshift gasket back on it. There we go. Take that off. Go back to our yellow pad. There we go. A little bit of water and a minute. All right, that's done. Go. Take that off. So you can see, I mean, obviously, let me see, I'll wipe some of the residue off. I'll give y'all guys, oh, that did not come off. It actually just clouded it up more. But, I mean, you guys can see it definitely is coming out really good. I got a little bit of cloudiness over here. That's just from bad wiping. But, I mean, that disc is looking way better already. Like, honestly, you could just stop there. Like, I don't know why you would need to keep going. But since I said I'm going to follow through on all of them, we will. But, yeah, that was definitely one of those situations where it's like buff, polish. Okay, like, we're good to go. Put that there. Grab our ultra fine one. It's right there. A little bit. Hit the water. And 1 minute. All right. That one's done. Boom. That. Other rag. Wipe that off. And we'll get our final one. Okay, that should be good. Got a little bit up there. All right. And you can see, finished there. Actually came out really good. A lot better than I thought it was. If you see like any cloudiness or whatever, that's just areas that basically just need to be wiped off more. So always be mindful of that. But from the before and after, like obviously this disc is night and day difference and easily within our 90% threshold. So let's grab the case, put that back in, sit that over there. See what this one looks like. Minecraft Wii U edition. So these are just like straight gashes in it. Nothing's catching, so all right. If something catches normally, that's a disc that you don't want to resurface. You can always try it, but like if I'm going over a scratch and I literally feel my like fingernail dip down in it, it's probably too deep to save. But or I would say it's too deep to sell. You could always try to save it if it's your own personal game, because it doesn't matter, it's yours. But if it's something you're looking to sell, like I sell all of this stuff that's not something I want to resurface. Even if it plays, it's probably a good chance that that game is damaged. So we'll put that there. Get us a blue. Boom, and minute. Okay. Take that off. Go here. All right. Let's see. How does this one look? Yeah, see, this one, oops, almost grabbed the water. So this is one that definitely probably should have got sanded, mostly because of those scratches. So there's no point of taking this to the finished stage. You can see those scratches are still extremely present in it, which means that's something that's definitely going to need to be sanded to even have a chance of saving that disc, because this medium pad didn't take those out at all. So that's something that they don't even look like normal scratches. They look like somebody almost like cut it with like a razor or something. But this one we're not going to finish because, again, we would definitely need to sand it to get those out. Let's see. Yeah, because that didn't touch them at all. You know what? Matter of fact, I'm gonna grab a sanding pad. We'll sand it, and we'll see what happens. Let's grab a sanding pad. All right, so we got our sanding pads. We're gonna start with our coarse pad. So let's go ahead and put that on there. Still have our Minecraft here with those super deep cuts in it. Let's wipe that stuff off a little bit. Still have some residue from my gloves. It really doesn't matter all that much, to be honest, because you just sanded. But I try to keep it clean if I can. Let's see. Put that on there. Like so. Whenever I'm sanding, I put the water on the pad, not the disc. Does it matter? I don't know. But 10 seconds. All right, 10 seconds is up. Wow. Oh, I think that's gone. Jesus. Yeah, that disc is destroyed. Maybe it's because I had the stuff on it. I don't know. Like the outside just got smoked. Like you can see there, it got burned like crazy. Did I have stuff out there? Was something on that disc? I don't know. Huh. I don't know. This is on it from when I just picked it up. Wow. Maybe I should have wiped the disc off or something. Wow, that's crazy. But yeah, that's I've never had a disc do that before. Now I'm actually curious what's gonna happen after this stage. Oh, there's the gasket right there. I was wondering where it went. All right. Water. And 20, no, let's do 20 seconds. Oh, yeah, something's wrong. So I think what's happening is my arms are broke. The arms are broken. Ooh, wow, that came off real bad. Yeah. So, I may have to be getting a new JFJ. Because the sanding is not working right at all. Goodness gracious, it just delaminated all. It just ripped that all off. So on the outsides, for some reason, it's catching like really bad. Unless one of those scratches was deep enough that it was just catching. I don't know. Well, that game's destroyed. That's what I mean by not everything's going to be perfect. I don't know what's going on with that. That's weird. I don't know if it was the game, if it was the pads. So, that's trash. Next up, Project Gotham Racing. This one is still not horrible, but it's pretty bad. See, now I'm tempted. We're going to try this with the sand. And we'll see what happens to Project Gotham Racing. Because now I want to see, was it that game? Because the game had that scratch in it. Maybe the scratch was so low that it like caught and just basically ran it. Or what? But now, there we go. And we'll do this for about 10 seconds. Okay, 10 seconds up. What is it going to look like? No. See, that's what we're looking for. And see how it has all the swirls? That's exactly what we're looking for. Which is odd. I don't know why we got it and not the other disc. So the only thing I can think of is, yeah, maybe one of those scratches were just too deep. And it caused it to like catch into the scratch and then it just start peeling it off. I don't know. That's wild. There we go. Put our compound on there. There we go. That should be good enough. Matter of fact, we got to take this off. One thing you always want to do after you sand, you just want to take a rag. You don't have to do anything crazy, but you just kind of want to just give it a little light dusting. That way, anything, any debris or anything, you're not letting it carry down into your pad. Where is that? There it is. So you always wipe in between your sand stages. Now, water to the disc since we're buffing. And 1 minute. See, now it's back to sounding, it's sounding really good. So, only thing I can think is that disc was just so bad that when you sanded it, it caught into one of those scratches and just start like ripping up the disc. That's all I can think of, because if something was wrong, it should have done it to this disc since we sanded as well. So, I don't know. I guess you live and you learn. All right, there's our minute. Take that off. Go with our polish pad. Finish polish. There. That actually looks pretty good. So we're going to go with 20 seconds. 20 seconds. Now, if you're wondering why I went 20 seconds instead of a minute, if it comes out really good after your buff stage, you don't have to run it for a minute every time. So you really want to be able to judge it. You don't want to run it longer than you have to. So these times, I think we're going with 20 seconds. And then with this pad, just 20 seconds. So let's see what we're looking at now before we go into our ultra finish stage or our finishing stage. Ooh, this is actually coming out really good. There we go. Have that. Let's get some of the heavier residue off with that pad. Then we'll bring in this. Okay. Oh. All right. Still got some smudging up there from not wiping it good. So you can see it's coming out pretty good. Still definitely some scratches in it. This might have been one that been better to take from coarse all the way through instead of just the sand stage. So yeah, that might have been a little problem. Oops. Yeah, because you can see it got cut down through there. This is something that definitely should have went coarse, then sand, and then buff. I thought it actually was coming out really good, but I didn't see it from a good angle. Like you got like a scratch right there. Yeah, this would have been a good one for coarse. I just want to try something. I'm going to put this up and we're going to try it on coarse. I just want to see, is it going to cut it up like it did the other one? Or was that just because it was that game? Or because it was that disc, I mean. Let's see. Now you guys get a little bit of me experimenting. Sometimes that's what you got to do to figure it out. There we go. We'll do 10 seconds. I don't like how it started. It started with like a rumble. I think it might be because I can see that my two front arms is like you have a set of 4 arms. I don't know if you can see, but it's 2 up here and there's 2 down there. My 2 top ones are cracked. They're broken completely. So I'm going to have to replace the lid on this machine. It's looking like it should look. A bunch of swirlies in it. Let's see, where'd my little gasket go? So this is probably going to be the last disc we're going to do because no point of running the machine, and now I see that they're both completely broken. But we're going to finish this one out and just see what we can do. Go back to our soft stand. Here we go. In a minute. I mean, 10 seconds, not a minute. I think a lid for one of these is like, I think it's like 30 bucks. And you literally replace the whole lid. This thing is a whole one-piece assembly. So, all right, take that off. Yeah, that's looking the way it should look. There we go. There we go. A minute. Whenever you sand, you always want to buff for a minute. The rest of it, you can do what you want. Like if you look at it and it came out really good, and you want to do 20-second polish, you can do that. But if you're going to sand, always buff for a minute. All right, take that off. Go to our polish. Let's see here. Looks like it's looking pretty good. So I'm going to do the 20-second again. Go. It's crazy how much better these sound than when you're sanding. Like these are floating so smooth on there or spinning so smooth, but the sanding pads are not. Even with the arms being broken, like it's still working really well. So I'm really interested to see how they perform when I replace the lid. Let me see here. Yeah, that's looking good. It'll probably be one of the better tests of this whole process. We'll do another 20 seconds with our ultra finish pad. Boom, boom, boom. Whoops. There we go. Oh, yeah, 20 seconds. And then I will have to buy a lid for this one. My other one is set up for a GameCube, so I'm not going to tear that one down because it's such a pain to do. I'll just buy a lid and I'll replace the lid on here. It looks like you pretty much just knock out these pins right here, like these little with a punch, and then just slide it on. So won't be a bad job. Maybe I should buy 2 lids just in case that one goes bad. All right, looking pretty good. Take that, Okay. Nope, this one came out bad too because it's just swirlies everywhere. And that's from the sanding stage. So, yep, that disc is not going to be fixable right now, especially not in the state this is in because it's broken. That's why I put all those swirls in it everywhere. Is because it's imbalanced because these arms are broke. Let me see. I can sit you there. I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see it. Let me see. But, oh, there it is. So you see how bad that is. Like, it's completely broken. And that's going to be into this YouTube video because there's nothing I can do about it now. Good guy, it just broke completely off. That is wild. Well, JFJ, you served for a couple years and you finally broke. So yeah, we'll be getting I guess we'll be getting another lid, and then we will come back and I guess give the pads and all this stuff another fair shake. So didn't end the way I thought it was going to end, but I guess it's giving its all. All right, well, thank you guys for supporting the channel, and I'll catch you when I fix this lid. Peace.